Hello and welcome to today's math lesson. So first of all guys, can we all turn to wave and say a big hello to our friends on camera? Hello! And we'll begin by doing our meditation sequence. So I will sit down, take 2 fingers, find our heart center, left hand on our laps and close our eyes. And when you're ready, guys, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. And next we'll do our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. We can begin by stretching up high to the sky. High as we can. And then let's go down low. Touch our toes. Now back up high one more time. And this time, can we go tippy toe high? And while we're there, let's have a wave side to side. And then back down to touch our toes once more. Now we can stand up straight and let's shake it out. Arms and legs, shake it out. And then hands on hips, guys. And we can do a wiggle. Wiggle side to side. Stop. And now another wiggle. Wiggle side to side. Stop. Forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, and stop. And next we can go round and round. Round and round. Give our spines a nice stretch. And stop. And then back the other way. Round and round the other way. Excellent, guys. And to finish, we'll do 5 claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. So recently in math class, we've been learning about the topic of geometry. So let's write that word on the board first. And geometry is spelled G-E-O-M-E-T-R-Y. All together, guys, geometry. But who can remember in our previous math lesson, what type of geometry were we learning about? Line rays. Excellent. First of all, we began learning about points. Then we moved on to lines and line segments. And now we're learning about line rays. So let's write that phrase on the board too. Line is L-I-N-E. And rays, R-A-Y-S. So all together, geometry, line rays. Now remember about line rays, they're different from line segments because line rays incorporate points and an arrow too. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have some students come forward and demonstrate how to draw and label their own line rays. So let's see who can be first today. Be our first student to demonstrate a line ray. I know, Lakgao, come and join me at the front of class, please. Okay, so the first thing we need with our line ray is a line. So Lakgao, any type of line that you wish to draw. Okay, so what type of line has Lakgao drawn? Up and down? Vertical, well done. So what's the next thing Lakgao's line needs? It needs points first. We'll have points first. And how many points? 2. Excellent. And then after the second point comes the arrow. This is what tells the difference between a line ray and a line segment. And now, Lakgao's points need references. So first of all, M, and then Y. Okay, so remembering that line rays can't travel in both directions. Line ray is only one direction from this point to this point. Therefore, the line ray has to be called MY. Unlike intersections or line segments, it cannot be YM. The line ray cannot go back in this direction. It only goes from point to arrow. So now Lakgao will show how to write the symbol too. M, Y. Arrow traveling and the arrow over the second symbol. Lakgao, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Lakgao, please, guys. And what we'll do now is we'll have one more student demonstrate a different type of line with their own line ray. And next we can ask student Pat, come and join me at the front of class, please. So now we already have a vertical line ray. Let's see if Pat can give us another type of line. So first of all, Pat, what line will you draw? Okay, the line that goes across is horizontal. So now, Pat, what we need are some points and an arrow. So point there, and then what comes after the point? For the ray, every ray needs its arrow. The arrow tells us the line is continuing. Okay, so what's the next thing that Pat's points needs? Two references or names. So Pat, what references will you give your points? Lakgao went for M and Y. Pat is going for P and Q. Okay, so we've got line ray P, Q. Now, Pat, can you show how to give the symbol for your line ray? It will be PQ and the arrow over the letter nearest the arrow. So PQ. Is it PA or PQ? PA, okay, oh sorry, it's PA. So next what we need is our line and the arrow over the second letter, PA. Pat, that's excellent. So now we can see our two different line rays. We have line ray MY and line ray PA. And this is how we draw, label and name our own line rays. Pat, that was excellent. High five and a big round of applause for Pat, please, guys. And what we're going to do in today's lesson is we're going to stay on the subject of line rays, but we're going to learn how we can combine line rays with the various types of lines that we've learnt already, such as intersecting lines or perpendicular lines. We want our students to take the knowledge they've already gained and then show how these lines can have their own rays too. But before then, we're going to review what we learned about rays on the PowerPoint presentation for our students to observe, listen to, and also practice speaking. So let's all turn to look at the TV screen, please, guys. So now, let's take a look at our PowerPoint presentation, Geometry, Rays, lesson number 2. Yes, and as we can see in the picture here, guys, this is an example of a line ray. We have the point here, which is the end point, and the line traveling in this direction. And as you can see, the line keeps going because the arrow signifies the direction the line is traveling in. A line is a straight path that has no width. Yes, so a line only goes long ways. A line has no width, so it won't go thick-wise. A ray is a line with one endpoint and an arrow at the other end. Yes. So remember, every line ray must have at least one point and one arrow. The arrow shows that the line goes on forever. Yes. We can't draw a line forever and ever and ever. That's why we draw the arrow, because the arrow says the line keeps going. The point shows where the line ends. Yes. So this one here, is this the point or the arrow? The point. And how about this one? Arrow. Okay, so know the difference. End point and arrow, saying that the line is going in this direction, that the arrow is pointing. Point A is the end point. There is an arrow after point B. Yes. Therefore, the name of the ray is ray AB. Okay, it can't be ray BA. The line ray can only go in the direction of the arrow. It can't come back this way like line segments can. So this can never be BA. It has to be ray AB. The symbol for ray AB is AB line arrow. Okay, now have a look at the symbol closely. Which letter is the arrow over? A or B? B. Okay, because B is the letter that's closest to the arrow. Always make sure when you do your symbol, the second letter is the one with the arrow, and it's the one closest to the arrow. And here you can see examples of some of the different line forms that we've seen already. The top one is a line segment, and the segment is enclosed within 2 points. But see how the ray is different? Because the ray carries on and has an arrow at one end instead of a point. And then finally, a normal line traveling in both directions is just a line signified with 2 arrows. So any questions, guys? Okay, that was excellent. Well done. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the PowerPoint presentation so that they can review the things they've learned about line rays already, and also a review of some of the different type of line forms, such as line segments and lines. And coming up, we've got a flashcards exercise for our students to practice creating their own line rays using the line forms that they've learned already. But first of all, guys, time for our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And for this stretch sequence, we'll begin with some rotations. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Excellent, guys. And now time for some stretches. So let's do 5 stretches to our right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good, guys. And now we can do 5 stretches to our left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. And now let's have a shake. Arms and legs, shake it out. Next, let's take our right hand and find our left foot. And then left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. And to finish, guys, we will do 5 star jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. And now it's time for our flashcard part of the lesson. So teachers, what you'll need to do is print off the flash sheets and cut each of the different lines vocabulary into different flashcards. And then fold each one up and place them into a bowl or tray. Because what we're going to do now is have our students come forward, choose a flashcard, show it to class, and then demonstrate how to draw that line on the board and then create a line ray using the line. So what we need first of all are our flashcards. And here they are now. So now I need my first student. And my first student, I think, will be Pangpon. Come and join me at the front of class. So Pangpon gets to choose the first flashcard. So can you choose a flashcard, Pangpon, and show it to your friends? Okay, so what type of line can we see, guys? Perpendicular line. So remember, the perpendicular line is one line going in a direction that has another line coming off it. So Pangpon will demonstrate how to draw a perpendicular line. Excellent, Pangpon. So you can see perpendicular means one line going in one direction with another line going off it. And now Pangpon needs to draw a line ray. So what's the first thing a line ray needs, guys? We have our line. After a line, what does a line ray have? Arrows. Before the arrows, points. We need a point. And then, after the second point, what do we need? Arrow. Okay. And then, what does the points need? Names. Okay, so now can the points have some names? So we need references for the points. A and P. Excellent, Pangpon. So now what we need to do is give our line ray its name. So it can be line ray AP. So can you draw the symbol for line ray AP? AP. Excellent. And then remember the line with the arrow over the second. That's perfect. So Pangpon has correctly demonstrated how to draw a perpendicular line and then design and create our own line ray. So all together, guys, line ray, AP. And that's how we combine lines with line rays. Pangpon, very well done. Big round of applause for Pangpon, please, guys. So teachers, you can see the activity that we're doing in our classroom now. You can pause the video for the next 12 minutes or so and do the same activity with your own students. And remember to choose a different student for each go. And we're going to carry on playing here now. The next student to come forward, I will choose Prel. Come and join me at the front of class, please. And now it's Prel's turn to choose a flashcard from the bowl. Okay. And what type of line has Prel chosen? Horizontal line. Okay, so the first thing to do, Prel, is to show us how to draw a horizontal line. Perfect. A horizontal line is the line that goes across left to right or right to left. And now Prel will demonstrate how to draw a line ray on a horizontal line. So we've got our first point here, and then the arrow. Excellent, Prel. And near to the arrow, we need our second point. So here you can see how Prel has set up the symbols for the line ray. But the next thing the points need are the references. So Prel, what references can you give your line ray? E, D, N. Okay, so now, after we've done our line ray, we next draw our symbol. So our symbol will be D, N. Remembering that the second letter is always the one nearest the arrow. And when we draw our line, the arrow goes above the second symbol. So you see how with a line ray, it can only be line ray DN. The line ray doesn't travel back the other way, like the line segment. It can't be ND. It can only be, ready guys, line ray DN. And Prel, that was brilliant, very well demonstrated. Big round of applause for Prel, please, guys. And time for our next student. And now I would like to invite Net to come and join me at the front of class. So Net, your turn to choose a flashcard and show it to your friends. Okay, so what line has Net chosen? Vertical line. Remember the lines that go up and down. So the first thing to do, Net, is to draw a vertical line. And vertical are the ones that go up and down. Perfect. That's a vertical line. And now Net will demonstrate how to do a line ray on a vertical line. So what's the next thing that Net needs? Points. How many? 2 points. We have a point at one end. Okay, so we need at one end like this. That's perfect. And then nearest the one where the line carries on, we have a arrow. Excellent, Net. So now Net has done the symbols for the line ray, but the points need their references. So what references will you give your line ray, Net? We've got AP, DN. What will you choose? Okay, so remember, the end point is always the first letter or the first symbol. So it will be TN. It can't be NT because the letter nearest the arrow is always second. So Net, can you show how to draw your symbol? So TN, and then the arrow going over the top with the arrow nearest the second letter. Excellent. So all together, guys, Net has done line ray TN. Excellent, Net. Very well done. Big round of applause for Net, guys. Okay, so time for our next student. 3 lines left. So Nadia, come and join me at the front of class, please. It's time for Nadia to choose her line. Excellent. So Nadia, show your line to your friends. parallel lines. Okay, so notice lines. How many lines do we need for parallel lines, guys? 2. So Nadia, can you draw some parallel lines? And remember, they can be parallel in any direction. Okay, so Nadia has correctly drawn some parallel horizontal lines on the board. Now, Nadia needs to choose one of these lines and create her own line ray. So the point. Perfect, Nadia. You see how we've got the end point here, and then at the other end, the arrow. And nearest to the arrow, the second point. So what does Nadia's point need now? Name or references, yes. So Nadia, what letters will you choose for your parallel line ray? So you've gone for G-O, because remember, this always has to be the first letter. The reference nearest the arrow is always second. It can't be O-G, it has to be G-O. So Nadia, show us how to draw your symbol for the line ray. Excellent, Nadia. So Nadia has chosen line ray G-O. Or line ray go. So all together, guys, line ray G-O. Excellent, Nadia. Big round of applause for Nadia, please, guys. And we've still got 2 lines left. So let's see who's next. I know who hasn't been yet. Lackow. Come and join me at the front of class, please. So we've got 2 flashcards left. Which one will Lackow choose? Okay, so intersecting lines. Now remember, intersecting lines are the lines that cross. So it can't just be one line. It has to be, how many? Correct, Lackow. So can we see some intersecting lines? 1, 2. Perfect. You see, Lackow has drawn 2 lines that cross here. This is known as the point of intersection. And now Lackow will draw and create a line ray on her intersecting lines. So point here, arrow there. Perfect, Lackow. That's brilliant. All we need to do now is give our points some references. So this is the second point, Q, but what's the first point? So O, Q. Remember, it can't be Q, O, because the arrow's going this way. It has to be line ray, O, Q. So can we see the symbol, please, Lackow? O, Q, and the direction with the arrow. So all together, guys, line ray, O, Q. Lackow, brilliant. Big round of applause for Lackow, please, guys. And we've got 1 flashcard left, which is good, because we've got 1 more student to choose. So Pat, come and join me at the front of class. Okay, first of all, guys, who can guess? What line haven't we done yet? We've got, perfect, we haven't got our diagonal line yet. So Pat, show your card to class. Diagonal line. So Pat, can you draw a diagonal line for us, please? So diagonal, perfect. And now Pat will demonstrate how to draw a line ray on his diagonal line. So we need the end point and the arrow at the other end. Perfect, Pat. So now we need some references for our points. What will you call your points this time? So the second point will be T, and the first one will be U. So it's line ray UT. So Pat, now can you do the symbol for line ray UT? Perfect. With the arrow over the second letter. So all together, guys, line ray, UT. Can you say, Pat? Line ray, UT. High five and a big round of applause for Pat, please, guys. So now that we've got all of our line rays on the board, let's practice speaking one more time. Vertical line, line ray, TN. Parallel lines, line ray, GO. Diagonal line, line ray, UT. Perpendicular lines, line ray, AP. And next we've got intersecting lines, line ray, OQ. And finally, we've got horizontal line, line ray, DN. And that's how we combine our line rays with other types of lines. Guys, that was brilliant. Very well done. And now it's time for our worksheet part of the lesson. So teachers, make sure every student in your class gets their own worksheet. And what we've got today is some activities for our students to demonstrate their understandings. Because so far in geometry, we've learned about lines, line segments, and line rays. So what we want our students to do is, looking at the examples, look at each different line form, and underneath, write whether it's a line segment, or a line ray. So if you need the vocabulary, guys, we have them here. And then the final 3 questions are for our students to decide themselves. They need to look at the symbol. And if it's a symbol for a line, draw a line. If it's a symbol for a line segment, draw a line segment. And if it's a symbol for a line ray, draw a line ray, using the letters in the references. So give our students around 12 minutes for this activity and just monitor the class and help them with anything they need. So Bangpon, this one's for you. Now, here's yours.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. Black Cow, for you. You're welcome. Nadia, for you. You're welcome. Pat, here's yours. You're welcome. And Net, for you. So names on top first, guys, and then have a look at the different line forms as examples. 3 different types. Lines. The lines have the arrows going both ways. Okay, guys, so the lines, then we have our line segments with the points at either end. So this one is a line. This one, line segment. And then finally, what we've been learning about today and in the previous lesson, the rays, with the point at one end and an arrow at the other. So have a look at the 6 different forms, decide which is which, and write the right vocabulary underneath. And then for the final 3 questions, have a look at the symbols. By looking at the symbols, you should be able to tell and draw your own line segment, or ray. Okay, so let's see. So what have we got? 2 points. If it's got 2 points, what does that mean, Bangpon? It's a line segment. 2 points is a line segment. Okay, Net, the first one, how many points can you see? 2. So if it's got 2 points, it's a line segment. Okay. So what do we have? We have a point here. And then what do we have at the other end? A point at one end and an arrow rays. A ray, a line ray that we've been learning today. The point at one end and the arrow at the other is a ray. Easy to tell the rays because they have the point and the arrow. Two arrows, a line. 2 points, a line segment. Points and arrows, rays. So by now, you should be able to tell the difference if you've been paying attention. So Pat, 2 points, not a line. If it's got 2 arrows, it's a line. But 2 points, line, segment. And then this one. So the arrow, if it's got 1 point at one end and an arrow at the other, today we're learning about rays. So this one, how many points? 2 points. So 2 points is a line, and then line segment. Can you see any points? This one, 2 points. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the worksheet exercise where they had to demonstrate their understanding of the different line forms they've learnt in geometry so far by writing the correct vocabulary under each one. And then for the final 3 questions, they have to look at the symbols and prove that they can read the correct symbols by then drawing the lines. My students here all did a great job, so very well done, guys. And that's all we've got time for today. So we hope you've enjoyed the lesson and found it interesting and now understand how to combine line rays with the different types of geometric lines that we've already learnt. So can we turn to wave and say goodbye, guys? Bye-bye. See you again soon.